Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
If you're gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Well, hey there, my fabulous listener. Welcome to episode 235 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices out there, and I really do appreciate you making my podcast one of them. I have been delighted with all the screenshots that I've been seeing lately and all the tags, especially on Instagram, of my amazing listeners. So if you haven't managed to introduce yourself over on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook as a listener, then please, I would love to get to know you. One of the easiest ways, of course, is to take a screenshot of this episode and share it on your stories or, of course, on your social media and tag me so I can say hello. Podcasting is amazing, but let me tell you, the stats you get from podcasting, not so amazing. So it would always be great to meet some of the listeners and get to know you and your business a little bit as well. Of course, you can find the show notes with all the links for today's podcast at all the W's, socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/235. Have you had a chance to listen to last week's episode? It was all about 5 ways to grow your business. The 5 ways were pretty simple, they were pretty clear, and it was a really great episode that I've had some great feedback on from small business owners going, yeah, that was a really good nudge. Thanks, Jen. I needed to hear that. So if you haven't had a listen to episode 234, head back there after you finish today. But on today's episode, I have a guest and we are chatting all things mission and vision statements for our businesses. Actually mentioned in the episode, vision and mission statements seem very corporate to me. But as my guest, Michelle Marks, is here to tell us why we should actually have them in our small businesses, no matter how small how small our business actually is. Even if you're a solopreneur, you should be having a vision and mission statement to really, I guess, guide you in your business. Michelle Marks is my guest, as I mentioned just before. Michelle is a chocoholic, a chocoholic business strategist and coach from Western Australia. So it was awesome. I think there's about a 4-hour difference between where I live and where she lives. So it was a little bit tricky to work up the times as to between family and kids and all sorts of things, but we managed to do it. So I was pretty excited by that. But Michelle is a lifelong business owner herself and loves to support other small business owners growing a business that they love without compromising their values of flexibility and family. This is a great conversation about a lot of things, predominantly a vision and mission statements, but I know you are going to enjoy this episode. It's just fantastic. So here's my conversation with Michelle. Michelle, I'm super excited to have you on my podcast today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jennifer. I had to laugh. I really, before you press record, you told yourself off by full naming yourself, and I took all of my energy to burst out laughing and ruin the recording.
I do call myself Jennifer Ann when I have done something that I feel is a little bit more silly than what it should be. So yes, including a lot of the time on a tennis court. So there you go.
So cute.
Oh dear, Michelle, this is a great pleasure to chat to you. We are going to be talking about having a vision or what vision will look like for your business. I know that I'm going to love this conversation, but for my listener, could you perhaps tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Of course. Thanks, Jennifer.
Sorry. That's enough of that.
I had to wipe away some tears of laughter. Anyway, yes, thank you. So my name is Michelle and I'm a business coach, and I absolutely adore working with women who run a business from home. my history is a lot in the service-based sector. So I work a lot with girls who offer services, but also have digital products as well. So there's a bit of a blurred line between service and product.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's what I do. I love to help them grow a business that is not only successful and profitable, but is really fulfilling as well. The reason I love doing that is because when we're running our own show, particularly from home, because it's to be flexible for the kids or flexible around chronic illness or other adversities, should we say, or other challenges, it's really important, I feel, that we just gain fulfillment in our life as well. It's not just about business, it's not just about earning money, it's about enjoying the journey as well. So that's what I do. And I guess I take, in helping my clients, my audience, I take quite a holistic view. Like, I'm not just a mindset coach, I'm not just a marketing coach, it's taking home-based business and looking at it as a whole, and how can we touch all the spots that is going to help you drive your business forward. So that's what I do.
Yeah, lovely. I love all your words around that. You, very lovely explanation of what you do, for sure, for your amazing clients. When we were chatting about you coming on to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, one of the things that you mentioned that would be really great to chat with, which is what we've landed on today, is allowing your vision to guide your strategies to make business simpler. So basically, you used the word simpler in that pitch, and I'm like, how can I ignore that? But also vision. And I just think I'm really interested because, you've come from corporate, I've come from corporate, having a vision and mission statement were so integral to the businesses that I worked with, and no doubt what you worked with. But it's something that small business owners don't talk much about, is having a vision statement, having a mission statement. I don't think there's even one on my website. It's implied, but it doesn't actually say vision and mission. So can you talk us a little bit around, what do you mean when you say, allowing your vision to guide your strategies to make business simpler?
Sure. So if I said to you, Jen, pack your stuff, I'm taking you on a holiday.
Okay, I've got a cold sweat happening right now. Right?
So if I said that to us, okay, Jen, like next week, next Monday, all right, you got to pack your stuff, you got to be ready, we're going on this holiday. You'd probably be like, okay, how are we traveling? Like, are we driving? Are we going by plane? What do I need to pack? Is it cold there? Is it hot? Do I need my swimmers? Do I need ski boots? How long is it going to take us to get there? Do I need you'll have so many questions.
Yeah. How long are we going for? Can I bring my partner? Do I have to bring my partner? All those things.
Exactly. And you'll probably end up, if I don't give you any information, you'll end up overpacking, because you'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to take warm clothes just in case it's cold there. I'm going to take my shorts and singlets just in case it's hot there. I'll take my thongs, but I'll also take my boots. I have no idea where we're going, so I'm just going to pack everything. And that would have changed if you knew where you were going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, entirely.
If you knew where you were going, if I said to you, right, Jen, we're going to Port Douglas, we're going for a week, and we're going in January, you'd be like, okay, as cooler clothes as possible, and I'm going to want my swimmers. Obviously, we'll be going by plane, and we'll be going for a week. If I give you all that information, if you are clear on where you're going on holiday, you know exactly what to pack, you know exactly how you are traveling, you know what you're going to wear on the day of traveling, you know all that information because you know where you're going. And that is exactly the same as in business. If you know where you want to take your business, then you know what to pack. If you are, and I'll just transform that from analogy to the literal. If you know that you are growing, you want to grow a business that becomes a global franchise, or let's just keep it a little bit smaller, a national franchise.
Yep.
Then you know that you're going to need team. You know that you want to create a brand that appeals to more people. You want to create systems and processes that are going to be able to use by people who aren't you.
Mm-hmm.
You know you are going to step back and let other people, you know all this stuff, and you can do what it takes to build yourself, to get yourself there. However, if you had a completely different vision, no, I just want a business that I run, that I can do in my part-time while my kids are at school. I just want to stay me, maybe with an assistant or some marketing support. Then you know what you need to do to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why having a vision for your business, no matter where you are going, it helps guide you there. When it comes to strategies, so developing your strategies, and I'll talk about marketing strategy specifically because I know that's a big focus for your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing strategies, there are so many paths you can go down, so many different channels you can use, approaches you can take. I mean, even just looking at one, let's just say a social media platform, Instagram, there's so many different ways you could craft your marketing just on Instagram alone, not even considering all the channels and methods that you've got.
Yeah, for sure.
But knowing where you are taking your business, so your vision for your business. And I should perhaps start with what a vision actually is.
Yeah.
Now, the vision for your business is your idea of where you want your business to be in the future. So this is what you are working to create. That is contrasted with your mission, which is what you do now and why you do it.
Okay.
So your vision is always ahead of you. And depending on how far you can see, your vision may be 2 years into the future, it may be 5 or 10 years into the future. It could be 6 months into the future because it takes practice to be a visionary.
Yeah.
Okay, but the vision is always what you are trying to create, what your idea is for the future of your business. So in understanding that, knowing where you're going helps you then craft your strategies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what a mission is, and that's what a vision is, and why it's so important for us to be clear on that. And something we touched on before we hit record was vision is not, it's not a topic that we really focus on because we think it's corporate.
Yeah.
That's something you said.
Yeah. 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 Like, I know that when I worked in corporate, so I came from law, our vision and mission statement, like I'm pretty sure our vision statement was in reception, and our mission statement, like we knew it, we were drummed into it. We did workshops around it. But I feel that as small business owners, whether that be solopreneurs or, having a team of up to 20, we don't talk about it as much. We don't have these esteemed, and I don't remember the last time I heard a workshop that was around, creating vision and mission, or abundance of them. Like you see the abundance of, learn Instagram and learn Facebook ads. Like it's just not something that we talk about enough, I don't think.
Yeah, and I think some people just don't want to know about it.
No, really?
Some people It's like creating a business budget as well. Like people are like, "Ugh, I don't want to do that."
Oh,
But
you know,
it's
yeah. One of my girlfriends talks a lot about budgets and finances and that sort of thing. And I had to giggle just internally a little bit when you started with the let's go on holiday, because that's exactly what she says. She uses the analogy of a holiday. Like if you go on a holiday, you know, overseas to America, you would budget and you would budget. And yet here you are running a business with no budget. Like, what's that about? And so when you
yeah.
use the same analogy about a holiday for vision, I'm like, holidays are such good analogies.
Well, maybe we're all just like really keen to go on a holiday.
Maybe.
That's what we're thinking about.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's like, you know, budgets might not be cool, or they might not be something that interests you until you know what you can do with the budget and what kind of freedom it gives you. It's the same with the vision. If I say to you, oh, you need a vision statement, people will be like, oh, it's just a waste of time, until you know how much easier all the decisions in your business can become once you have a vision.
Yeah.
And the other thing I find that people struggle with is seeing into the future, knowing what goes into the vision, knowing how to create. Like, you don't have to create a vision statement that everybody's going to see. For a lot of the business owners that I work with, we just create them for their own internal reference.
Yeah. So I guess a question and a story at the same time. So the difference between having a vision and having a goal. So if I look back to my retail days, my best friend and I bought a retail store. I think we settled on a Thursday. We took, ownership, occupancy on a Thursday. That Saturday we had lunch at the pub. It was kind of like, how good are we? Look what we just did type of thing. And we made a deal there and then that we would do this for 7 years. So I'm a great person for start with the end in mind. So we knew from 3 days in that we were going to try and sell this business around the 7-year mark, because we weren't born and bred retailers. So to me, that was my goal. So everything we did in that business then became referenced against that goal. Will stocking this product help us, make a business more saleable? Yes or no? Yes, let's do it. No. Will building an email list, help with our goodwill when we go to sell? Yes. All right, let's concentrate on that. So to me, that was a goal. But what you're saying is it might have actually been a vision, or have I misinterpreted that?
Not necessarily, because it can be the vision that you have. One thing that we will encounter is our personal vision and our business vision.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm actually quite glad you brought this up, actually, because there is that difference while the lines will be a little bit blurred. The business vision is where you want the business to be in terms of the impact that it makes, where it's going to operate from, what impact are you having?
Mm-hmm.
What size business you want? Basically all the wants. This is what I want for this business. Your personal vision would be to set up a business that can be sold in 7 years' time.
Yeah, okay.
So if you think about your vision is pretty much really high-level goals, like a big list of them. Like when we set goals, it's generally one outcome. Like, I want to have 3,000 people on my email list by this date. Like, that's an outcome goal.
Yes.
It could be a performance goal where I want to be 20% more productive by this date.
By June 2026.
Yeah. It's almost like focusing on one thing, and that's what a goal is. Whereas your vision embodies it's like you're painting a picture of what things are going to look like.
Yeah. Which brings to my mind a vision board. like
Yeah.
having all those elements of things on a vision board. That's when people start to talk vision. That's what I visualize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it's almost like your vision is like a puzzle that paints the picture of what your business is going to look like.
Mhm.
And all the goals that you have are like the puzzle pieces.
Mhm.
So like if you can achieve this goal, this helps towards creating that vision,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel sorry for my amazing audience listener sometimes, because often I get to talk before and after the podcast. So it must be a little bit frustrating to go, now we were chatting before, and my listeners like, why can't I hear the outtakes and the intakes? Anyway, you were talking before we press record about, having vision and mission, and then you kind of had goals underneath that, and then the strategies to reach those goals, to reach that mission, to reach that vision.
Mm.
So can you break that down a little bit, like that process, or where we would start, I guess, thinking about that process?
Yeah, of course. So you may not need to the breakdown of it. So the vision, the mission, the goals, the strategies, the objectives, the plan, all that. And there are so many iterations of it and
Wow.
different orders. Like, please don't feel like you have to go down that rabbit hole of but basically, if you start with your vision, this is the business I want to create. Ask yourself, how can I make that happen? And then you list some of the things that are going to help you get there.
Mhm.
And each one of those becomes one thing that you can work towards. And then once you've established what those things are, then you can look at each one and say, okay, what can I do that will help me achieve this?
Mhm.
And then you've got a new layer. So you can have as many layers as you want. You start high level and then you start breaking it down with the very simple question of, how can I make this happen? What kind of things can I do to get closer to this vision? So
Yeah.
here's an example. If you are envisioning that you are wanting to create, excuse me, if you are wanting to create a business that you enjoy, that supports your lifestyle. I'm sorry, I hope you can edit that out.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to start again. So imagine you are trying to create a business where you want to replace your full-time income so that it's a viable business, doing what you enjoy, you're calling the shots. That's what you want for your business. That's your personal vision for your business.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do to get there? Well, I can get clear on what that income is. So if I'm aiming to replace my income, so what is that income level?
Yeah.
What do I need to earn to get there?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have that knowledge, budget, if you have that knowledge, then you can then determine, okay, this is what I need to be earning in order to replace my income to have a viable business that supports my lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you probably now have a financial goal. Because if I reach this financial goal and I can do it month after month, then that means I am meeting my budget, which means it is a viable business.
Mm-hmm.
So if we reverse engineer that, if I can achieve my financial goal, then I will have a viable business, which is achieving my vision, my personal vision. But then there's your financial goal. Okay, I've got a financial goal. Now, how am I going to achieve that?
Mm-hmm.
So what sort of things can I do to reach my financial goal? Maybe you've identified that you're not quite charging enough. So there you go. You can have a price rise. Maybe you can introduce a VIP option for your services. Maybe there's a lot of maybes. And that's it. That's the process. You brainstorm. What can I do to help me reach this goal?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that the lower you go, so if we're now thinking of a price rise, if you have that price rise, then it's like a chain reaction. You have the price rise, it helps you reach your financial goal, that helps you reach that viability level, that helps you reach your personal vision.
Yeah.
So this is all coming back to how your vision makes business simpler.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess one of my visions, or probably not even one of my visions, my vision for my business, I think it's a vision. Correct me if I'm wrong, but my vision would be to help small business owners make marketing a priority. Like that is everything I do, whether that be podcasts, workshops, webinars, keynote speaking, one-to-one coaching, whatever it is, that is my end game. If I can get them to make it a priority rather than a sometimes activity, I know I can have impact. So it's a bit like selling my business in 7 years. Everything I did was, put against that goal. Everything I do in my business is, am I going to help someone make business, make marketing, a priority in their business? Yes, I am. Beautiful. I can do that activity. No, I'm not. Well, what else am I doing? For what purpose? Doesn't mean I don't do it, but I have to know the purpose behind it. So that would be, and I guess the whole vision is I want to make, help business owners make marketing a priority so they can earn what they are worth and make a bigger difference in the world.
Absolutely. You just nailed it, because that is exactly how your vision for the impact that you want to make is helping businesses make marketing simpler.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that
make marketing a priority?
Make marketing. Yeah. So if your vision is to make business simpler for people,
mm-hmm.
one way that you can do that is to make marketing a priority.
Mm-hmm.
How can I do that? I can create a podcast that teaches people how to make marketing a priority.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here
and then
right
I can
now.
bring on great guests like yourself who have expertise that I don't, to again help them think about marketing, to help them think about making things simpler for them.
Exactly. And you can see that the chain reaction. I mean, we're spending half an hour, 45 minutes, however long we're going to spend here, just having a chat about what we know. But that is one step closer to making marketing simpler for someone.
Yes, hopefully.
And let's think about what we're talking about here is how can vision make your marketing simpler? Oh God. So if your vision, let's say your vision is to grow a fulfilling business, but you encounter a challenge. I hate being visible. I hate being on camera. Well, that's okay. You want to grow a fulfilling business that doesn't require you to be on camera. Okay, let's choose other marketing strategies. So even though, and I would love to share a story about this.
Yeah, please.
Even though you are under the influence of so much content at the moment that is saying video is everything. You have to be on video. You've got to do reels. Like, that pressure might make you think, I have to suck it up. I've got to do video. And look, you're at a fork in the road here. You can either overcome whatever difficulties you are having with video to push yourself out of your comfort zone, or you can find other strategies that come naturally to you that you can do with ease, that becomes simpler. If something's easy, it is simpler for you to do, and it is probably more effective.
Mm-hmm.
A little story is I have a membership called the Flourish Club. Now, typically, a membership is an infinitely scalable revenue source, yeah? Not for me, because the vision I have for my business is to have a space where my members feel included, welcome, cherished. But I can't do that if I have 1,000 members in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't create that space for them. So a decision that I made is I'm going to cap the number of people that are allowed in my membership.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I wanted to exclude anybody, but because I wanted to keep the integrity of my own values. I want people to feel welcome, included, cherished. I want to feel connected. I want friendships to form. And I can't see that happening if I have 1,000, 2,000 members in there. So when I made that decision of capping my members, I knew that some people would be looking at me thinking, oh, she's got money blocks, she's blocking the flow of money, or, you know, these are self-sabotaging behaviors, or you're just capping your own income. Well, no, I'm not, because I've got other revenue streams that are infinitely scalable, but not this space. Confidence in my own decisions is worth more than somebody else's input. So that's what we can get from understanding our vision and letting it guide our decisions, is that clarity in our decision and confidence when we make it.
Yeah. I think as this episode goes live, we are being inundated with messages around, you know, goal setting and new year, new you, and, you know, probably join some gym and some weight loss things in there that we know are coming on the TV tick as soon as the 1st of January ticks over. But we are being inundated with these messages about, you know, setting goals and, you know, setting ourselves up for the year. You know, making it the best year possible. I know I do it too. So I have these marketing messages as well, mainly because I believe so heavily in them. But is there one tip or what is a great tip that you could give someone who is perhaps sitting in this space in January or any time of the year wanting to sort of set some goals or set their vision, I should say?
Am I allowed to share too?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel that you should, no, I don't feel, I know. I know that you should start with your vision. Be clear on that before you do anything else. But setting your vision does not have to be difficult or complex. Just start by journaling or listening or talking to somebody or recording, however you like to get your ideas out. Just list things that you want and things that you don't want. So that could be, I want to earn this much. I don't want to work on Fridays. I don't want a big team of people. I just want to stay nice and small and comfortable. I don't want to use tacky marketing strategies. I do want to make people feel like this in my business. I want to make this impact. Yeah, just list it. I want and I don't want. Just have 2 columns. And that can help you start forming your vision for what you want. And as I say, your vision, we're not corporate here. We don't need to have it displayed on, you know, the head office or wherever.
I love that permission for people to go, you know what, it could be something that's just written and put in a book or, you know, only for you to see or in your phone for you to look at or something. I love that permission.
Exactly, because really it's only for us. It's only for us. You can do whatever you like with it, but it's only for us. So just start by listing what you want and what you don't want. And the other thing is setting goals and setting your vision is not something we are taught. We're not born knowing how to do it. It's the same as anything else. It's a skill that you can practice and you can start wherever you're at. So if you can't craft a vision for 5 years into the future, that's fine. Start with 6 months from now. Start with a year from now. wherever you are comfortable, however far you can see, start there, because I guarantee you, the more you do this and the more you see it play out, the further you'll be able to see, because it's a skill that you're learning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like riding a bike. There are steps that you have to take to learn how to get there. You've got to start with your training wheels, ride a little bit, and then take the training wheels off, and then ride further. It's exactly the same. So just start where you're at, start simple, and don't feel like anybody's judging how well you are doing it. As long as it serves the purpose for you, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, great. And I suppose if you're the only one who sees that, then you are just self-challenging, aren't you? You're not really challenging yourself against others because they don't know it. Like,
Yeah.
you haven't shared that vision with them. Yeah, but not that there's anything wrong with sharing visions either, but I think it's taking it from that very corporate, let's all do a workshop, let's put it in the front reception for the world to see,
Yeah.
to a small business idea of using it, exactly what you've just said today, to help guide strategies to make business simpler.
Exactly.
Yeah, brilliant. Michelle, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge around this with us here today. Is there any last final thing that you would like to say? Anything that we've kind of forgotten that you think would be really important to remember, considering we are the person, my amazing listener is probably in that mindset of, mission and vision and setting goals?
Yeah. Yes, you do you. Don't set goals that you feel other people are setting. Don't set goals because by default. If you're not driven by a 7-figure year, don't set that goal.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hop on the things that are trends, you don't want to hop on that bandwagon, then don't hop on that bandwagon. You are never going to achieve your goals unless you are passionate about them, unless you are really motivated to get them. So if you want a 7-figure year, by all means, set that goal. But if you don't care about it, don't set a financial goal.
Yeah.
You do you, because this is another, I think I'm just shelling out permission slips today. Like, it is more than okay to do business your way, because there's more than one way to market a business. There's more than one way to achieve fulfillment or success in the business. So you do it your way. There's your final permission slip.
Brilliant. So much gold. Thank you so much again for just sharing your wisdom around this vision and goal setting. It's been amazing. I'm sure that you are going to really help my listener think about things strategically a little bit different heading into 2023. So thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us. If someone wants to get in contact with you, please let us know where the best place would be.
I'm always on Instagram, maybe a little bit too much. So if you're on Instagram as well, come and follow me, and even pop into my DMs and say hello. Let me know that you've heard the episode and what your key takeaways were from it. So my handle is @MichelleMarks Business Coach. Otherwise, if you're not on Instagram and you prefer Facebook, then just come join my Facebook group, which is Laptops and Lattes Community, because they are the two things that fuel us as business owners. Yeah, so come and find me over there.
Lovely. I will have those links in the show notes for sure. Thank you so much again, Michelle, and we will be in touch really soon.
Thank you, Jen.
Pleasure. How good was that chat? I loved it. Michelle was so insightful, and her voice I find just so calming. I really liked that episode, and I hope that you got something out of our chat. And if you did, can I push you today or nudge you today to take some action? Otherwise, listening to my podcast is a really lovely thing to do, and I love you turning up and listening to my podcast. But if we're not taking action from what I say, or in this case, what Michelle had to say, then we really just aren't moving our business forward. And I'm kind of failing in my mission to make business simpler and to make marketing a priority for you. So, to help me reach my vision and mission, I would really love you to take some action. So, what are you going to do in the next 72 hours to move your business forward? Pick one thing. If you heard Michelle say something, if you heard it in my conversation with Michelle, pick that one thing and do it to help move your business forward. Otherwise, if you've got questions or thoughts, reach out. I'd love to chat to you. You can email me, jen@jendonovan.com.au, DM me on Instagram, message me on LinkedIn, whatever you would like to do. Or, of course, you can come and join my Facebook group, Like-Minded Business Owners. I'd love to see you over there. And if you found this episode valuable and you've got 30 seconds of your day to leave me a rating and a review, I would really love to do that because, again, one of my goals this year is to reach more people with this podcast. And you leaving a rating and review will actually help me achieve that as well. So I would be super grateful for you to give that time to help me and help build my listenership and make a difference in more small business owners' lives. Otherwise, I will see you next week for episode 236, I think, if my calculations are right. But in the meantime, if we're not hanging out on social, let's get social on social. But whatever you do, remember, my small business peep, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell it like you feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Yorta Yorta people, on which I record this podcast and conduct my business today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend this respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today as well.